the Roots of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E. Hello everyone and welcome to episode 69. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. Some of you might know I've decided to expand the scope of the podcast this month by interviewing some undergraduate students who are the future of science in their respective disciplines. The main reason for doing this was that I found that at undergraduate level, students mostly go through the motions of a degree but do not consider themselves scientists. The title is usually reserved for postgraduate students, professors and lecturers, or people who are already well established in the field of science. However, I believe that if you are involved in science at any level, you are a scientist. So that's why this month's You Are a Scientist interviews are so critical. I intend to amplify the voices of young Africans in STEM and remind them that they are an inspiration to many. Today's guest is Edwin Simfukwe. Without realizing it, Edwin was a motivating factor behind this whole concept. He got me thinking about the value of amplifying Africans in STEM. Edwin is from Zambia and is currently studying nuclear engineering in Russia. In this episode, we learned that he first became interested in science when he entered a science competition in junior secondary school. In senior secondary school, he participated in the same competition and went on to compete at a national level. It was there that he became interested in energy production. He then heard about an opportunity offered by the Zambian government for students to study nuclear engineering abroad, and he applied. He's currently a preparatory faculty member, which means he is learning both Russian and technical languages at the Russian University. Edwin is an advocate for nuclear sciences and wishes to dispel the negative connotations associated with the field. Edwin is a goal-orientated young man full of enthusiasm and is shown by the way he speaks in this episode. Tune in. Hi, Edwin. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Annie. Thank you very much. I'm humbled to be on the show.
It's a great pleasure to have you on. I'm really excited. But briefly, Edwin, I just want you to please give us an introduction of yourself. So who is Edwin, where you're currently based, and just briefly, what are you doing?
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Edwin Simfukwe. I am from Zambia. And I'm currently a preparatory faculty student at Obnisk Institute for Nuclear Power Engineering in Russia, where I will be studying nuclear power engineering as a bachelor's degree. Apart from that, I am a goal-oriented and driven young man, full of enthusiasm. I think that's briefly enough about myself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can attest to your enthusiasm in terms of how you in our short space of our interactions, with how you reached out to me. Exactly. And how you made sure. And I really have to say, I commend your approach. You're like, I want to be here. I think I'm great for the show, and look at us now, we're here. So definitely, I think those traits are already coming through. So before we get into everything that you do, Edwin, you know how the show goes. We have to know you away from the science, right? So apart from the science, you are a great fan of football. So what's your favorite team?
My favorite team, I have two clubs which I actually support, which is Manchester City and Barcelona. I love these two clubs from their style of play. Like their play is not of physicality, but it's about technical ability and game intelligence. They win most of the ball position. Even if they lose the ball, they will at least win the position. So I like the way these two teams play. Okay,
that's interesting. I don't know a lot about soccer, but I think that's very interesting. Would you say that in terms of, because of that ability that you've noted in soccer, away from just the shooting of the goals, is this something that you kind of like apply in your own life?
Yes, I don't just watch football for entertainment. But I watch football with an intention of learning something from it. Yeah, like for example, when you look at Manchester City, they have a very tactician coach, Pep Guardiola. So like the way he approaches the game, like he approaches each game differently. So that itself has taught me a lot in life to approach situations differently. Yeah, you need to use different strategies. You need to use different plans from each and every situation. So that's what I've learned from football. Apart from being entertained, I think I also learn a lot from it.
That's great. I love that. Applying the lessons on the ground to real life. That's kudos to you. And I think if I had to enjoy football like that, I think I might start watching a little bit more of it.
Exactly.
I might start watching a little bit more of it. Okay. So now we just got to know a little bit about you, but I think it's very important for us to go to the beginning. So how does Edwin end up in science? Were you influenced by some people, or was it something that you always knew that this science is something that I always wanted to do? So just give me a little bit of background in terms of how you got started.
All right, that's an interesting question. Yeah, that's an interesting question. If I would say that I developed interest in science since childhood, I would be lying. Yeah, I would be lying. Actually, the interest in science came when I was in junior secondary. Yeah, when I was junior secondary, I participated in the competition, science competition. We call it junior engineers, technicians, and scientists, JETS. Here in Zambia, we call it JETS. So this competition has a lot of categories. There are innovations. Apart from innovations, there are quizzes. Apart from quizzes, there are Olympiads, which are more like exams. So yeah, it's from there. When I was in the 9th grade, I participated in mathematics Olympiad, where I came out third. Yeah, I came out third, though I wasn't happy with it. Then I went on in grade 12. I also participated in the same competition, but that was at senior secondary level. I changed from mathematics to chemistry. So I just play around with maths and science. So from in chemistry, I participated and I got first position at interzones. I went to district level. I got first position. Then I went to represent my district at provincial level. I again came out first. That's when I represented my province at national level. From there, I met guys who I would say were very, very good. Yeah, but I failed to scoop the first position. But at least I learned a lot. Yeah, it was from there actually where I saw a lot of innovations which had to do with energy production. So from there, I also came across the question when I was preparing for my Olympiads, which was talking about ways of producing energy. So upon researching, I came across this way of producing energy, which was kind of fiction science called nuclear. I got fascinated in it and did a lot of more research about it. Then from my research, I think I learned that a nuclear reactor, just a fancy way of boiling water, nothing much, nothing scary. So I just got interested. I got interested in this thing and I was like, wow, I think I need to do this. I need to do this, looking at how my country is struggling with power production. I think this is the way to go. And going further, I came across a ministerial statement, which is talking about Zambia going nuclear, something like that. So I had to download the ministerial statement and read through it. That's when I came to learn to say, no, Zambia is offering opportunities to bright Zambian student who wants to go and study this course abroad. Then I was like, wow, I got this. So I tried my luck. And got it.
Wow. What a story. Okay. So just to pick up some key points in everything that you said. It seems like you've always been a very bright student, Edwin, really bright at maths and physics, and all of those technical stuff. And then obviously because of your abilities, you went on to do these wonderful Olympiads. And I think it's really great that there was an opportunity. And again, it's coming through that you are very goal-oriented and you're driven and you're enthusiastic, because you always seem to go for what you want. And it's pretty evident. Okay, so you apply and for this opportunity. Talk us through that process. How did that go? Was this when you were still in high school, or was this when you finished high school?
Thank you very much for that question. Yeah, it was actually when I was still in high school. By the way, I participated in the Olympiads competition in grade 12. I was in grade 12 by then. So upon participating, and I also, by the way, I also love civic education. Yeah, I love civic education very much. And from civic education, I know which sector of the economy can help my country. So I like leading things about my government. So through that interest, I came across the ministry statement, and it was from there that I started. I went through the qualifications and the eligibility of the same opportunity, the scholarship, of which one of them was actually they wanted people with distinctions in physics, chemistry, mathematics, and other subjects like English. So I worked on that in high school. I worked hard so that I can be in that lane, and I managed to get the requirement or the necessary requirement that they needed. I managed to meet them. So yeah, that itself gave me an opportunity. We define. I was lucky, and lucky it's something that doesn't just come. I define lucky myself as something which happens when preparations meet opportunity. So I was prepared for it.
Yeah.
And I met the opportunity, and I was lucky. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Fantastic. Really great point that, there's no such thing as people are just lucky. It's prepared people. And like you said, an opportunity that comes together. Okay. So you got to this position. What year was this then?
Yeah, it was actually in 2020, between 2019 and 2020. Yeah, between 2019 and 2020. I completed my education in 2018.
Okay. So then right now you're obviously doing this at the university. Talk us through sort of some of the things that you do, especially for people who have no idea the field and your degree that you're pursuing. So what are some of the things that you do, especially because this is still undergraduate level? So I think it's I want you to just talk us through maybe some of the subjects that you do.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. Basically, I'm a preparatory faculty student, where at preparatory faculty, we get introduced to Russian language and a little bit of technical language, like mathematics in Russian, physics in Russian, informatics in Russian. Yeah, that's what preparatory faculty is all about. But looking at the passion I have for this field, what I studied doesn't matter. What level I am doesn't matter. What matters is for me to advocate about nuclear science. There are a lot of myths behind it. Like, people consider it as something like something scary. When you talk about nuclear, what comes in people's mind is bombs. Yeah, it's bombs. So like what I'm working on right now is advocacy, trying to reach out to a few Zambians who are ignorant about nuclear, to let them know, to say nuclear is not about bombs. It has beneficial aspects to it. Like, when you talk of agriculture, nuclear is applied. Talk of medicine, nuclear is applied. talk of energy, nuclear is applied. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I mean, I'm working on the advocacy at the moment. Yeah, but I'm still a fresher. I'm still a preparatory faculty student. Maybe I'll get exposed. I'll get exposed to real nuclear engineering maybe in my third year. Yeah, but right now, despite that, I mean, I'm doing my social work away from my faculty. Yeah, that's what I would say.
No, it's great that you're advocating that. And it's funny that you said that, because I remember I was telling my dad, I was like, I'm interviewing somebody who's doing nuclear, this type of work. And my mom was like, oh, you mean bombs? Yeah, so it's
with
everyone assumes it's that. And then my dad is like, no, it's not only that. So I think it's really important that this advocacy is there. I think we've got a very bad image. We've been painted this bad image of how this thing is terrible, but it's really good to know that there are benefits to this field of study. Just also as a little detour, it's so you said that you're learning all of these concepts like the Russian language or mathematics in Russia, etc. As a non-Russian, how has that transition been for you, especially coming from a different country and then learning and trying to adapt and assimilate into this new environment as an international student? How has that transition been for you? Was it easy? Was it hard?
Well, it is not easy. It is not easy, but it is humanly possible. Yeah, it is humanly possible. So yeah, I'm coping, I'm adapting bit by bit, and I think the key part is just to enjoy everything you're doing. Then you just realize to say you're doing good. So it's just to enjoy the process, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just enjoying everything and concentrating, paying attention. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So I think at the end of the day, this will pay off.
Yeah. Definitely. And speaking of the end of the day, where do you see yourself, Edwin? Like, I can tell you a big dreamer. So I'm just quite interested. Where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself pursuing postgraduate studies? Do you see yourself pursuing something further into a PhD? Or do you see yourself becoming a professor or working in a specific place? So where's your vision? Where's your goals? And where do you want to go? I'd love to know.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. I think I've never dreamt of being employed since childhood. Yeah, like I've never dreamt of being employed despite having this strong interest in education, but I've never dreamt of being employed. I mean, I've always thought of becoming a CEO of some big company or a company of my own. So yeah, pertaining to nuclear, I think I see myself as one of the influencers of my country, of Africa at large. Should I say that? Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing myself influencing politicians. To politicians to take up this field of nuclear. Yeah, to allow them to build more nuclear power plants in Africa. Yeah, that's I think that's my dream at the moment. I want to see Africa a better place. I want to see, we can do it. South Africa has a nuclear power plant which has been running for 30 years. Meaning even other African countries can manage. So that's what I want to see. I want to be influencing politicians and I'll keep advocating for nuclear so that those who have little knowledge about it may get it right. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. I love that. I wish you all of the best. It sounds like you have a great future ahead of you, and I really enjoy your enthusiasm. So for somebody else who's listening, and who can just hear this fire in you and who might be inspired, what are some advice? What is some advice that you can give them just in terms of where you are right now and your thought process, especially for people who are, because this is an African and STEM podcast. So maybe a fellow African who's in a specific African country and is like, wow, one day I'd also like to do something in Russia or somewhere abroad, like how you have. What are some key points that you would say to them?
Going back to what I alluded to, what I can tell them is just to be prepared. Be prepared every time. Just like Jesus has told us in the Bible, be prepared. Yeah, that's what we need to do as human beings. Opportunity can come anytime, anywhere. So you just need to be prepared. And when the opportunity comes, you grab it. That's what I can tell my fellow young people out there to say, just be prepared and believe in yourself. Everything is humanly possible. Yeah, that's what I can say.
Great, fantastic. Everything is humanly possible. They do say in the word impossible, it's actually written, I am possible. It's not actually impossible. It's a matter of how you see things, and your positive energy, the way you radiate, all of that is really infectious. And I really enjoyed chatting with you. I'd love maybe for one day when you have gotten further, we talk some more, and I'd love to get you on the show to kind of just have a where are they now with you. It was really, really great speaking with you today, Edwin. I really, really enjoyed our chat.
Exactly. I have also enjoyed.
Yeah.
I've also enjoyed.
So I wish you all of the best. And to everybody else who's listening, thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Root of the Science podcast with your girl, Anne with an E. Until next time, goodbye.